everyone, my name's Alex and I'm a physiotherapist from PhysioFunction, and I'm going to be taking this level 1 different strengths exercise class today. So for those of you who are new here, level 1 classes are designed for individuals who may have no movement in their affected arm or leg. It's a seated class, so there'll be no standing at all in this class. Please be aware that it is a requirement that you have someone available to assist you with exercises as needed. So today we are going to be doing exercises focused on our cardiovascular fitness. So we are going to do a short warm-up followed by it's a series of exercises, but we're going to do 3 rounds of each exercise, working for 30 seconds at a time with 30 seconds rest. We're going to rest about a minute between each lot of exercises. So the exercises are going to target our whole body, but because we are doing sort of minimal rest and moving just generally throughout the circuit, that's what I was trying to say, we will have a cardiovascular component to them. So let's get started. So sitting nice and tall in your chair. Find the ground underneath your feet at hip width apart. Try and make sure and find equal weight bearing through your bottom, left and right. Grow nice and tall through your spine and your neck. We're going to start with just some nice big breaths in and out. So big breath in, shrug up those shoulders. And out. Good, let's do 2 more. Really try and breathe to the bottom of your lungs here. Big breath in and out. Good, 1 more. Big breath in and out. Good. Let's do some nice shoulder rolls backwards, 1 at a time. So the warm-ups are really important to get our bodies prepared for exercise. So just getting ourselves moving, mobilize any of those areas of stiffness, activating our muscles to work on that balance and symmetry, and bringing that blood to our muscles too for those nutrients. Good. Remember as well that all these exercises, I want you to work at your own pace, okay? So do what feels good for your body. You want to challenge yourself, but you want to make sure it's achievable. Hands together now. Okay, so supporting your affected arm, your assistant could support underneath your elbow and wrist if they are helping you, if you struggle with a really heavy, dense, weak arm. We're going to reach forward and backward. Again, just moving within your limits, your ranges. Good. And also make sure you have a drink nearby too, because it's been really hot lately. So it's really important that we're keeping ourselves hydrated generally throughout the day. So making sure you're getting enough water, but especially when you're exercising. So have some water nearby, make sure you're keeping your fluids up, and just work at your own pace, because when it's hot, everything's a lot more effortful. So it's important that you listen to your body. Good, hands down on your right knee. Let's turn to look over our right shoulder, gently rotating at that waist to feel that nice little stretch in our back. Back to the middle, hands on the left knee, turn to the left. Good. Back to the middle, hands on the right knee, let's turn to the right. Back to the middle, hands on the left knee, turn to the left. Good. Back to the middle, 1 more each way, hands on the right knee, let's turn. And back, hands on the left knee and turn to the left. And back. Hands on your lap now. Let's grow nice and tall. Squeeze shoulders back and down. Lengthen through that neck. Tummy's drawn in. Then let's round that back. Slide the hands forward. Option to drop your head chin to chest. And again, grow nice and tall. Shoulders back and down. Tummy's in. Long through your spine. Round that back. Hands can go forward, option to drop your chest. Really draw your tummy in here too. Again, let's breathe in as we come up. Nice and tall. Find that length. And out as you round. Good, and nice and tall, lovely. Let's do some marching now, moving those arms and legs as much as you can. You can hold your hands together. Awesome. Just trying to increase that heart rate a little bit. Try and stay nice and tall if you can. Back away from the chair if possible. But if you have to use the back for support, try and lighten that pressure as much as you can. Really nice, guys. We're going to march for another 15 seconds. And we're going to get going. So I've got a little timer here. I'm not sure how well you can see it. But it will go green when we're working, red when we're resting. 30 seconds at a time. Lovely, and rest there. So grab yourselves a drink if you need one, okay? I'll talk through our first exercise. So we're going to be working for 30 seconds rest, 3 times. When we finish the exercise, we're going to rest for about a minute before we move on to the next one. I will explain what we're doing as we go along in those rest breaks. We'll try my best not to talk for too long. Tends to happen. Right, so the first exercise, we're sitting nice and tall. We're going to straighten out our leg, down, and then the opposite. So we're doing some kicking of our knees. Now, on your affected side, just do as much as you can, okay? If you can maybe lift it a tiny bit, but you can't straighten it, just think about lifting a little bit and straightening your unaffected side. If you can do a little bit of a kick, then you can do, so you could just work on kicking. Okay, we're just trying to wake up these quadriceps. If you can do a little bit, but you need to help it, then you can help it. Okay, you might need your arms though, because that's quite challenging for your balance. But we're just working on kicking those legs one at a time. Okay, so we're going to go in 5 seconds. So get yourselves ready. You could even just work on straightening that knee. So trying to kick your unaffected side and then trying to straighten your leg forward. Off we go. Straightening out, kicking those legs. So usually we'd hold this for a period of time, but today we're just going up, pausing for a second and then down. And you're just, again, you're working at your own pace. So this doesn't have to be as quick as me. It could be quicker. But try and make sure you're really working on straightening and squeezing those thighs. We're trying to maintain that nice upright posture here as well. And rest, lovely. So we've got 30 seconds rest. So remember, have your drink nearby. So grab your drink if you need one. Do as much as you can. So we've got 10 seconds left. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Straightening and kicking those legs. Again, really trying to work to keep that posture. It's really, really tricky. It's a good work for your tummy muscles. Trying to stay nice and upright without your hands. If you need light support of your hands, then you can use them. Good. Remember, you're just working at your own pace. And rest there, lovely. So we've got one more round of this. And then we're going to move on to our next exercise. Really nice. Remember, keep yourself hydrated. I'm having to keep drinking. It's warm today. Lovely. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Alternate leg straightening. Really squeeze those thigh muscles. Good. Awesome work, guys. Really work on that posture. Good, got 5 seconds left. Keep it moving. And relax there. So we've got 1 minute rest. So remember to get yourself a drink. Keep yourself drinking throughout this class. Okay, the next one we're going to do is marching. Okay, so 30 seconds of marching. You can get your arms involved if you want to. Some nice big movements here. Remember again, you're just involving that affected side as much as you can. Okay, moving it as much as you can, even just thinking about the movement. Okay. So we've got 30 more seconds, and then we're going to get started. So idea for this one is you just want to move, okay? So it doesn't matter how high your legs get, it's just keeping your body moving. I always say as well, make sure that you can maintain a conversation when you're exercising. So we're wanting to work at a level where you can still speak in sentences. You want to be a bit out of puff, but you can still talk. Okay, so we're going to go in 5 seconds. Off we go, 3, 2, 1, off we go, marching. So you want to be working where, yeah, you're a bit out of puff, but you can still speak in a sentence. You're not struggling to get your words out. If you are struggling to get your words out, you're finding it really, really challenging, slow it down, have a bit more rest. Okay, you can sit out around if you need that bit more rest. Make sure you're working at your own pace. And stop there. 30 seconds goes quickly when I'm talking. Okay, so again, having that little rest, getting your drink if you need one. Lovely. This is the last leg exercise, and we're going to go into some upper body exercises. 2, 1, off we go. Awesome. That's it, guys. Just keep it moving. 10 seconds. 2, 1. Lovely. 30 seconds rest. You got 1 more round of your marching. Really nice. Remember to take some nice big breaths. You can always do some nice little shoulder rolls if you want to when you're resting. You can rest back in your chair a bit. Okay, get yourselves ready. Off we go. Lovely. Come on, guys. This is our last set of marching. So find that pace that you can maintain and try and stick to it. So that's your goal with this. It's trying to find a pace that's challenging, but you can try and maintain it for the 3 rounds. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and rest. Lovely. Again, get yourselves a drink. So we've got a minute rest. The next exercise we're going to be doing is a forward reach. So hands together, reaching arms forward and then pulling, squeezing shoulder blades back. Okay, again, we can work on increasing the speed a little bit here. But I want you to think about keeping your chest upright so your back's nice and straight. Back is nice and straight. And you're not yanking, so make sure you don't ever yank on your arm. Okay, we're just reaching forward and pulling back, adding a little bit of speed to get that cardiovascular focus, and then but making sure you're maintaining that control. Remember, your assistant can help you as well, so I want you to focus on good technique. Okay, we're going to go 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. So nice and upright posture. Trying to maintain those feet nice and equal underneath. So again, we're pausing for a second at each end point, and you're moving at your own pace, thinking about straightening those elbows and pulling back. So you could be moving slower than me, just really focusing on that technique. Okay, or if you have some good movement and you wanted to add a bit more speed, then you can do. And rest there. Fantastic. So resting for 30 seconds, and then we have another 2 rounds. So again, if you need to have a little wiggle and a move here, you can do. Sometimes I think that feels quite nice if you have a bit of a stretch. Good. 3, 2, 1, off we go. Forward and backward. Trying to maintain that posture. Tummy is pulled in. Shoulders are wide. Okay, we're really thinking about maintaining that lovely neutral posture while we are moving. So we want stability in our body, symmetry and stability in our body to allow mobility in our limbs. So we've talked about this before, and the importance of posture. I do harp on about it. And relax. Good. If you wanted to make this a bit more challenging as well, you could always hold on to a weight between your hands. So that's an option. But again, you can just add that intensity by increasing that speed a little bit. Good. 3, 2, 1, off we go. Good. And again, you're just moving within the ranges that are available to you. Lovely, guys. Keep it going. Really thinking about that posture, keeping those tummy drawn in, shoulder blades, really pulling back together when you bring those elbows back in. Good. And rest. Lovely. Okay, we have another upper body exercise coming now. So we've got our minute rest, and we are going to be doing punching. So here, I want you to think about punching your arm forward and back. On your affected side, if you've got movement, then we could do doing punching forward with a bit of rotation at our waist. If you've not got much movement in your arm, but you can move from your shoulder a bit, I want you to think about trying to move from your shoulder so that we're getting that body involved. Those abdominal muscles are having to work, okay? So you're trying to move, punch from the shoulder as if you're punching your arm. Okay, so that's the next exercise. So we are going to go in 5 seconds. So ready? So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Punching. So remember, you're punching, trying to get as much of your affected side involved as you can. If you've got the movement, you could just be punching as much as you can on that side. Tummy is tight again, posture is upright. This is a great cardiovascular exercise. Boxing's fantastic, especially if you are a bit limited in the exercises you can do in standing. And relax. Boxing is a great one. You can do all sorts of punches. Maybe one day I'll have to do a cardio boxing workout, and then that can be that would be a good class. Okay, well, we've got 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, off we go. Good. That's it, so you're doing as much as you can. So remember, if there's anything you'd like to see in these classes, I always say, leave me a comment below or send a message to the Different Strokes Facebook group, and I'll definitely try and get that included for you. They always send their messages to me, so if there's anything you really want to do, any style of exercise that you'd like to do, then let me know. Good, and relax. Lovely. Whether you'd like to do any sort of Pilates type exercises or yoga, I can do those ones as well. So yeah, absolutely. Let me know if there's anything you'd like to see in particular. Oh, good one, guys. Okay, you've got one more round of punching, and then we have one more exercise to finish with, which is a bit of an abdominal one. Good. 2, 1, off we go. That's it, last punching round. Moving as much as you can. Good. Remember to do your talk test. So you could pick a motivational quote to try and speak to yourself. It can be your talk test and your motivation. I can do this. Good. And stop there. Fantastic. So we've got our 1 minute rest, and then we've got our last exercise. So this is a core exercise. We're going to be doing knees to elbows. So we're going to have our arms up. If we can, we're going to rotate side to side. I'm going to try and bring opposite knee to elbow. Okay? If you do not have the movement available to you on your affected side, think about just rotating, okay? Even if you could lift your heel, or if you just think about trying to lift your leg or reduce the pressure through as much as you can, even if you don't get it off the ground, just thinking about completing the motion, okay? So just doing what you can. Remember, even thinking about the movement as you're trying to do it is also really good for trying to reinforce those pathways from your brain. Okay, last one, last triplet. Off we go in 5 seconds. Nice and tall. Off we go. So we're doing knees to elbows. So you're really trying to stay nice and tall here. Again, it doesn't matter. You don't have to get your knees all the way up because that is really hard. If you can do, fantastic. Hats off to you. You could do that. But if you can't, I just want you to think about twisting at the waist and trying to lift that knee. You're still really trying to get in those oblique muscles, which are these muscles at the side of your abdominals. Lovely, and rest there. It's a really good one for trying to target those, okay? So working on those mover muscles, but also the ones that are really important for your stability and strengthening your trunk. Awesome work. Okay, 5 seconds, 2 more rounds. Off we go. Lovely. So remember as well, just really thinking about working, keeping that posture nice and upright. Get the technique before the speed. Awesome. Keep yourself breathing. Use your motivational quote as your talk test. I can do this. Lovely. Okay, got to rest now. 20 seconds left and your last set. So repeat yourself, you can do this, I've got this. Okay, 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Knee to elbow. That's it. Remember, repeat to yourself, I can do this, I've got this. This is the last round. That's it, guys, really well done. Keep going, we've got under 10 seconds. We are there, we are pretty much there. And rest. Awesome work. Just turn that one off. Great, grab yourselves a drink. Really well done. Whew. So sit nice and tall in your chair and let's just do some nice shoulder rolls backwards. Good. Lovely. So have your hands on your lap, your feet are on the floor. I want you to think about really rounding your back, dropping your head chin to chest if you want to. And then let's grow tall, squeeze shoulders back and down. Just a few of those seated cat-cows. And again, rounding, just mobilizing that spine. And growing tall. Good. And again, rounding. And growing tall. This time, hold your hands together and slide them forward. So they can be on your lap, they could be at chest height or just below. Round those shoulders, so move your shoulder blades away from one another. So feel that stretch across your upper back. Option to drop your head, chin to chest, and just hold that there, breathing. Feeling that nice stretch and opening across your back. Nice slow breaths. And then this time we're going to slide our hands back as far as we can on our thighs. You could have your affected arm supported on the armrests, okay? Or if you've got it available to you, we're going to reach our arms both back behind our back. If your affected arm's on your armrest and you can get your unaffected arm behind your back, then you could do it this way. I want you to think about really squeezing those shoulder blades and elbows back together and feel that opening across your chest. And just take some nice slow breaths in here while we hold this stretch and lovely opening for our chest muscles, which can get really tight, especially if we are seated a lot of the day. It's a really nice opening here. Lovely. And relax. Okay, so we're going to take our right leg across our left. Now if you can't get your leg here, then you could try and cross, okay? Or you could even cross down here. Now, I want you to make sure that if you've had a hip replacement or if you have any instability around your hip, then please don't do this one. Okay, but if you can join in, then if you've got no problems with your hips, then we can bring our leg across. So here or here, or here, sit nice and tall and lean forward until you feel a little bit of a stretch in your bottom muscle in your hip. It might not take much of a hip hinge forward, okay? And you might not even have to. Being up here might be a stretch in itself, so you're just working on keeping your leg there if you can do. It's a nice deep stretch for your hip. It can get quite tight. Quite a nice one if you get specifically tight around your hips and low back. Quite a nice opening stretch. Good, we're going to change legs now. The left leg across here, cross there, and then hinging forward just a little bit. Okay, and hold that there. Feel that nice stretch. I am particularly tight in my hips today, so this is a lovely opening stretch for me. Good. Nice slow breaths. Good. And come up there. Lovely. If you have I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see. If you sit towards the edge of your chair, if you can, you're going to straighten out your right leg, left leg is bent. Now, if you can't sit towards the front of your chair, if you've got something you can raise your leg onto, then that would be great. You could raise your leg onto if you've got another chair or a footstool. So you want that foot on the ground, but straight. Sit nice and tall and just hinge forward from your hips. So keeping your back straight until you feel a stretch down the back of that straight leg. Again, hold that here. Take some nice big breaths in and out. Try and keep that head and chest up. Good. and change legs. Left leg straight, right leg is bent, hands on the right knee, so we bent one, sit tall, hinge forward, hold that there for a stretch down the back of that leg. There's a stretching your hamstrings, which are the muscles at the back of that thigh, the back of your thigh. Good. And relax. Lovely. Awesome work, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today for this level 1 different strokes exercise class. I hope you've enjoyed it. As always, please give me a thumbs up below if you've done the class and you've enjoyed it. You can always say hello, introduce yourselves. I always love seeing who's doing the classes and always try and read the comments. So yeah, leave them below. Again, if you've got anything you'd like to see or if you've got any feedback for me, positive or negative, it's all constructive. So I appreciate anybody who ever provides any feedback. Then you can leave it below or you can send a message to the Different Strokes Facebook group. Always be on the lookout as well if we do have surveys on the Different Strokes Facebook group every now and again. So we always appreciate your feedback in the surveys. So if you see any of those pop up, then please have a look at them. Yeah, and like I said, any feedback for us is really constructive, so it's really great. But have a lovely rest of your week. Stay safe, take care, stay cool, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Bye.